Hopefully there's some. Usually there's always one by this drainage ditch, at least in this when it's warm out. So we'll see if that's the case today. Bass! Whoa! Oh, did you see that? Oh no! He came up and destroyed it. I saw the whole thing. Oh, the hook set was light. This rod's really wimpy. But the drag was tight though. Hey guys, Jack here, Obsessed Fishing, and today I'm talking about fishing finesse blade baits in the wintertime. And what am I talking about specifically? I'm talking about an inline spinner or a rooster tail, the brand I like to use. When I say blade bait, in the winter, we all know there's a lot of winter baits out there that work really well, but for some reason, metal-oriented baits tend to work a lot. You hear a lot of good things about blade baits in the wintertime, jigging spoons, fish head spins, and you hear good stuff about spinner baits, chatter baits as well, tight wiggling, and something about that metal blade tends to work. And I found when fishing in ponds in the wintertime, sometimes the best way to get a bite is to continue with that blade. But the problem is in a lot of ponds that I fish, they're super shallow. You're dealing with water 1 to 3 feet. Ideally not perfect for a 3/4 ounce jigging spoon or a 1/2 ounce blade bait. It just doesn't work that well. So a blade that I've really found that I really like is just a regular inline spinner. I fish this in a lot of ponds and a lot of shallow water, and I have a lot of success with it. I'm going to use really small. This is a small finesse, every sense of the word. So I'm going with an ultralight setup. This happens to be a Mitchell 300 Pro. This is the 310 size ultralight rod and reel. It's basically a ultralight rod and reel setup, and it's about a 5.5 foot rod. 4-pound test monofilament, light. Everything is light. The size inline spinner, I'm going to use anywhere from an 1/8 ounce is the biggest I go, and all the way down to a 1/24 ounce. That's a really, really tiny inline spinner. The main key with these baits is figuring out the speed. You're going to want to figure out the speed you retrieve, often, and the depth. Those are the 2 keys. So for me, some days they're suspended. I'll find them suspended 3 or 4 feet down in about 6 feet of water out in the middle of a pond, and they want it slowly crawl by them. In that case, a 1/8 ounce might be better to get it out there and fishing it on thicker line like 10-pound test to keep it at that depth. The bigger line you go, the shallower your bait's going to stay, and the heavier weight you go, the deeper it's going to go. And so that's how I usually judge it. Again, fishing this slow, you want this bait, I want the blade to be just kind of barely going around. I want it to be just hovering, kind of just hover by the fish, and they just come up and they just kind of mouth it. They don't whack it, they don't destroy it, they just kind of like, just kind of wrap their mouth around it, and you'll load up, and you just load up with that rod, you set the hook, and you bring that fish in. You're going to want to play them light because it's ultralight setup. A few different colors I like to use. I like to use Fire Tiger in the darker waters, I like a white, and I like a black. Those are generally my 3 colors. And try them out. If you're a pond fisherman in the winter and you're trying to get some bites, try these out. In the wintertime, to me, bites almost come before anything else. It's just getting bites. So. Big bass on a tiny, oh, he broke the stick. Yes, got him out of the stick. It's a pretty big fish. This is the fish I lost earlier. Yeah! Exact same spot. Look at that, just barely. Oh, there we go. That's a solid 1.5 pound fish. Almost 2 maybe. It's a really nice fish. Wow. That's the way to end the day. Wow. Using a finesse, little tiny rooster tail, using finesse little blade baits in the winter. Catching some awesome fish. Nice. Bye-bye. But again, in the winter, sometimes using these metal blade baits seem to work really well. And so, but it's also really cold in Finesse, so using these little tiny, tiny rooster tails, this is about a 1/6 ounce rooster tail, to get those bites. When the bite is tough, I go small. And that was, oh, it's another bass. Another bass. It's another one. Same spot. It's another fish. There we go. Another fish. Look at that. Again, using Finesse blade baits. Alright, this guy's bleeding, so we're gonna get him back.